He's here. Now, broadcasting from the underground command post, deep in the bowels of a hidden bunker, somewhere under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
Hello, my friends. This is Hour 3. I'm Mark Levin. Our number, 877-381-3811. 877-381-3811. It's a great honor to me. I know every of these talk show hosts, they have Sarah Palin on, and I thought to myself, how can they always do it, and I never get to have Sarah Palin on? So I got a hold of Hannity, and I said, would you ask Sarah Palin to come on my show? I don't know how to get in touch with her. And she's a lovely lady, and she wrote me back, and now I have her super secret email address. How are you, Governor?
I'm doing great, and it's just an honor. It really is humbling to get to speak with you, so thank you.
You're very, very kind. By the way, did that jerk next door leave yet? What's his face?
He left just in time. We had a big windstorm, too, and half the fence fell down. So he left, and we're going to hopefully get back to normal there, the freak.
Are you going to take the whole fence down now? The rest of it?
Leave it up. We'll leave it up as a reminder for whomever decides to do such a thing next, because we can put the fence back up.
You know, this is why people really admire you, because they have thrown everything they can at you, and you have more courage. And look at how strong you are, and you laugh about it, and you take them on. I mean, it really is good, because I'll tell you, I see these guys in Washington, D.C., and they're whining all over the place and slithering all over the place. You're a tough gal. That's a good thing.
That's an Alaskan thing. I think, you grow up there where you're expected to have strong work ethic and thick skin and be tough and very determined. And I think those characteristics come into play here in politics. But, Mark, I'm not the only one. Look at what you go through, and some of the conservative talk show hosts and those who have been you've been sharing truth and education for so many years, a lot longer than I have, and the shots that you guys take, you inspire me.
Well, you're very, very kind. By the way, I was invited to go to Alaska and to go hunting and fishing and do all those things, but I don't do those things. I stay home in my house. And I look outside the window, and that's enough nature for me. But I like nature. I just don't care to be part of it. Is that weird?
Oh, that is weird to me, yes. But come up to Alaska, and maybe I can convert you, and you will learn that up there we eat, therefore we hunt, and we will show you some of our lifestyle that I think is a reflection of perhaps what the pioneering lifestyle of much of America used to be. It's not an easy way of living, but it's a good living up there.
It's beautiful. And I wish I could do that, but trust me.
I say that, Mark, though, as I'm sitting here in Phoenix today, getting ready for a speech, going, oh, yeah, Alaska, it's great, it's awesome. It's already snowing up there, and here I'm enjoying the sun and getting the tan and thinking, yeah, kind of the best of both worlds today.
Yeah, not so bad, is it?
Right.
I'm more like that, I hate to tell you. Now, let me ask you this. If this is uncomfortable, tell me. Lisa Murkowski's doing this write-in campaign. Joe Miller won the Republican primary. Fair and square. This is really pretty cheap. May I put it that way, or is that offensive?
No, that's not offensive. That's absolutely true. Joe Miller is being called extreme by Lisa Murkowski, who for years had served as a Republican after her dad gave her the seat to serve in the U.S. Senate. And Lisa was, pretty far left in the Republican Party. And after she lost a fair and square primary, decided that she was going to run then maybe as a libertarian. But the libertarian said, Lisa, libertarians don't necessarily like government, certainly not big government, so you don't fit on her ticket. They wouldn't let her run. So now she's deciding to run as a write-in candidate, and she has the backing of the liberals in Alaska, of the Democrats, of the union thugs, and it just amazes me, this transformation that we have seen of her, but really it's a revelation of who she's been all along.
And she really, the Democrats are trying to play funny up there by writing her in to take down Joe Miller. I've talked to Joe Miller. You know Joe Miller. This is a smart guy, a sharp guy, a Reaganite. That's what he is. He's a Reaganite.
He is. Joe Miller, it comes down to this. Remember that Reagan is the one who had said that you can't be for big government, big taxes, big bureaucracy, and still be for the little guy. Well, Joe Miller is for the little guy. Those of us who are not asking a whole lot from our government, except for government to be on our side and not riding on our back, and wanting a fiscally and physically secure nation, and wanting basically just a reward for our own strong work ethic and to be left alone by government. A lot of that is what Joe Miller represents. He's got a great resume, great record, and wonderful intentions for the state of Alaska and for the rest of America. What Lisa's polling right now is, again, quite eye-opening, revealing to her character.
What, it's low, I hope?
Well, it's not good.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. When I heard her say that, we can't really repeal, I'm paraphrasing, health care, we're going to have to figure out how to work with it, I said, you know what? That's it. If we're not going to fight for this stuff, then when the heck are we going to fight for this stuff?
Absolutely. That's exact. I was telling Todd that as we were driving to the studio I'm recording something tonight, and I'm going to do this interview with Levin, and I'm all excited about this, and I'm getting all fired up about it, and I'm telling Todd, it all comes down to that. If somebody doesn't understand the need to fight against the Pelosi, Reid, Obama administration, their agenda, and that includes repealing Obamacare, that includes doing more than just giving this rhetoric about tax cuts as we're facing the largest tax increase to slam us to the mat here in a few months. If people aren't willing, even if they're in the GOP, if they're not willing to fight against that and fight for the little guy, fire him. Lisa, she's got to get fired, and we've got to get somebody in there to replace that liberal mindset.
And it really is a hugely liberal mindset. And it really is the big government elitists versus the rest of us, isn't it? I listen to these people go on and on about a health care bill they haven't read, lie to us about how it's going to cut deficits, which is utterly illogical. And then, of course, they call us, and you in particular, and some others, oh, wow, they're uninformed, they're not that bright. Wait a minute. I think we're very bright. We smell when things are going wrong. These people lie to us, and we confront them with the truth, and I think that's why the people have arisen. They're rising up.
Right, Tea Party Americans, that's a little guy. What we're seeing is a detached, distant, and arrogant ruling class that doesn't listen and doesn't care and really treats the Constitution kind of like it's nothing more than an old piece of paper with words that can change or be ignored when it's convenient. And these Tea Party-backed candidates, Tea Party Americans, are being called extreme, of course, and Joe Miller and others, Christine O'Donnell, others being called extreme. But I have to ask, why exactly are we extreme? Are we extreme for wanting to adhere to the Constitution or for believing in American exceptionalism instead of an endless apology tour, or, Mark, just for wanting us to live within our means and not mortgage our kids' future? What the heck is so extreme? What am I missing?
You're right. You're not missing anything. Now, let me ask you about Todd. Now, Todd's a red-blooded American, so if Todd's anything like me, when he hears some of these jerks attacking you, now don't say anything that's going to get you in trouble. Yeah, he probably wants to pound the hell out of them. But he's a good husband. He doesn't want to cause any trouble for you, and so forth. And he knows the media's all over there. But in the quiet, doesn't he say to you, I would love to kick that guy's you-know-what? Tell me the truth.
Oh, sure. We say that to each other. I'm the one who usually offers it up, going, man, I wish I could just kick his butt. But no, we bite our tongue, and we know that the mission that we believe that we are on, and that mission is to help get the word out about what Americans can do to stand up and speak out, even when you don't have a title, even when you don't have a position or an office. That's where I am today. Even when you feel like, man, you're just one voice amongst 300 and some million people, and maybe nobody really wants to hear you. No, we believe that the commitment that we have, that we can share with the rest of Americans, is a voice and a message that is shared with so many people that, of course, it's worth it, what it is that we take.
Am I allowed to ask you about your new book? I'm not trying to hawk it. It's a little early for that. But tell me, give me a couple of sentences about your new book.
Well, it's called American by Heart, and it's reflections on family, on faith, on flag. It's a compilation of things that have inspired me, modern-day writings, historic writings, and it talks a lot about American exceptionalism because I believe that we are not teaching the next generation about what it really means to be an American. That scares me. Sometimes I feel like, oh, come on, man, I'm pounding this into my own kids' head and heart and their soul about how special and unique the American experiment is. But are other kids hearing this? Are they learning this? Are they understanding this? I want to share this with America so that others are kind of equipped to be able to share it with the next generation so we don't lose what it is that has made America so special, allowing us to be the most prosperous and voluntarily generous and safest and healthiest nation on earth.
That sounds really exciting. I'm going to tell you something real fast. When you were the vice presidential nominee, my daughter and my son ran over to a park not too far from our house in Northern Virginia to watch you, and they both came back and said, Dad, she is exhilarating. She is, which I already knew, by the way, but your impact on this country has been hugely important. Your role in these primaries, you don't need to thank me. Don't do that. I'm just talking about you. Your role with the Tea Party movement, your role as a spokesman for conservatism. I worked for Reagan in 76. I worked for him in 80. I worked in the Reagan administration. I'm telling you, I feel the same thing with you. And I want to thank you. Thank Todd for hanging in there, too, and God bless you, my friend.
Hey, thank you so much, really, though, and thank you for your courage, for your integrity, and, know that you're speaking to and for, I believe, the majority of Americans who know that right now we're on the wrong path. We know that tough decisions have to be made about government spending, and the longer we put them off, the worse it's going to get. The only way we get to start making good decisions, fire this Congress, hire a new Congress, stop Obama's agenda, and let's get back on the right track.
You're terrific. Well, God bless you. And you have a good meeting there, or speech today. You take care.
Thank you so much. Email me anytime, Mark.
All right. You take it. Is she not great? I'm telling you, she's terrific. We'll be right back.
Mark Levin.